How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Buddahcast, High Anxiety Part B. Wait, fucked up B. But, Part B, we are getting into our final two topics of this conversation. Fuck it, let's get into it. Now, moving on to the next subject, the next topic, and that is, if you are a person who suffers from high anxiety, here are some ways that you should, like, especially if we'll get to the anxiety attack at the end. But right now we're gonna deal with everyday high anxiety, like dealing with restaurants, dealing with concerts, dealing with bars, all of that. Well, good. Like, one of the ways I do is I won't go anywhere without someone I know decently well, so that I can hang out with them, and they know full well that I have high anxiety, and they'll hang out with me and don't get mad at me when I kind of wander around with them. Because if I go into a bar myself, I'll just kind of start freaking out, and I don't hyperventilate. I don't have normal anxiety attacks. My brain just kind of shuts down.
You pretty much want to curl into a ball.
Yeah. That's really bad social anxiety. And ways I deal with that is, like, as of recently, I am more capable of dealing with larger crowds because of the job I did and kind of still am doing, that I've been doing for the last, 9 years. I mean, I work with movie productions, and I've worked with a lot of different film crews. And that got me into talking to a lot of them, especially when I had to do, parking duty, where I'd be standing in a giant open dirt lot and having to talk to literally everyone to tell them where they need to park, or having to go into large groups of random pedestrians walking down the street and tell them all that they need to stop walking for a little bit so we can film. So, like, over 9-year period, I am now more adept to talking to larger crowds and talking to new people who I barely, if even know at all. And like I said, it took 9 years to get me this far, and I still suffer from decently bad social anxiety. But I'm slowly overcoming it. It's a process. It's definitely a process, so don't get impatient with it. Take your time. It's one day at a time. Just one day at a time. Another good way is to surround yourself with people who will treat you like vermin. Treat you like you're just a parasite, because I used to surround myself with people who kind of looked down on me, and just because either how I like my size, because I am a big guy, Big Buddha, what up? They used to make fun of me because of my size, because of how I dress, because I used to, and still most of the time do, wear all black, or black and gray, or black and red. Lots of black. I still wear lots of black. But that was one of the things that I used to get made fun of for. Anything you could think of to help peace sufferers? Ooh, I thought of a good one. When you're trying to do a task and you're limited on time, don't overthink it. Because that's when most mistakes happen. Is you'll sit there and you're trying to do a simple task, but you're overthinking it quite a bit. You're thinking of everything that could go wrong with it instead of thinking about how to do it right. Or you're trying to hurry so much that you're not thinking about being careful at all.
You be in such a hurry that you try to do things the right way, and you get asked if you're rushing to do something, or like you get asked, like, hey, can you grab that for me? It could be right in front of your face.
And you
could be smacked with it and still not know where the fuck it is.
Like, it's because your brain's trying to...
Like, where's it?
Yeah, exactly. You're going... You scan over it every single time because you're not looking for it. You just...
Right. look like a chicken without a head because you're looking for it so much and right in front of your face and you're overanalyzing where it could be and it's right there.
Even if someone's pointing right at it. Like, it
I'm like, there could be multiple things over there. Grab me. Well, if you ask me for a specific thing, and
say that again, because if I ask you for what?
If he asks me for a specific thing, and he points at it, like, hey, grab me that rag. That's the first thing. Grab me that rag over right there, right next to you, right on your left-hand side.
Yeah.
And you're looking on everywhere on your left-hand side.
On every surface, but you're not looking to where exactly I'm pointing because your brain overanalyzed what I just said and heard the left side, but completely ignored where the finger was pointing. Or saw where the finger's pointing and looked at everything in that general area instead of exactly where the finger was pointing. It's all conducive to what high anxiety can do to a brain. It can make it act irrationally, definitely irrationally. So it makes you panic on decisions, even the simplest of decisions, like what do you want on your pizza?
If you don't see it in front of you where the person is asking you or is telling you, is pointing at, then you get called stupid.
And no, I did not do that.
No.
I didn't do that. I promise you I didn't do that.
I was talking about past issues.
Yes.
Like past
other people.
Before all this wonderful greatness happened.
Here's a definite thing. You suffer from high anxiety and you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't understand it and thinks that you're just being stupid or dramatic or just being overly emotional, that's someone who's not going to understand what you truly are going through. I'd suggest looking for someone who knows what anxiety can do to you, can do to your brain, can do to your psyche. A good proof of this is every young president we've ever had. And I think I'm going to use this as an example, Barack Obama. I couldn't imagine all the BS that presidents have to go through, especially now that pretty much the Senate and congressmen run the fucking country. They're the ones that get the deciding vote majority of the time.
And the president
think this, Barack Obama, he was president for 8 years. 8 years. 8 years ago, he looked like the youth of the United States. He looked like one of us. He
looked young and spunky.
And it took him 8 years to age.
It looks like he's on his fucking deathbed.
It took him 8 years to age 30. I mean, if that doesn't show high stress and high anxiety, I don't know what the fuck does. But high anxiety can age you so quickly because you're worrying about every tiny little thing. You're worrying about every tiny little thing that could go wrong with a decision. You've been worrying about, and the unfortunate part is it doesn't work the opposite way either. Anxiety doesn't make you think of all the positives. It makes you think of none of the positives, and it's a very pessimistic but panicky pessimistic point of view on everything.
No matter how much you try to think positively, you can think of one positive thing, and just like pretty much just like all the you see any memes on Facebook about anxiety, you really can be thinking of one positive thing, and then your brain says, well, look at all this other negative shit that we found. And
look at everything. That's great, but look at all this crap that's probably going to go wrong.
And let's overanalyze it over and over and over.
And let's stop thinking about anything rational here.
Let's think about all the irrational possibilities.
And some people, it gets too much and they start lashing out at those who they care about. Or they'll start accusing, or they'll start making not good decisions because or trying to listen to any possible opinion because you're afraid. And sometimes that leads to you taking bad advice or making bad decisions for yourself or just completely abandoning everything. I mean, it can go to the point where it starts developing into depression. And I mean, so much anxiety and stress could lead to, I mean, hell, it can lead to heart attacks at young ages. It can lead to you getting a heart attack when you turn like fucking 25 to 30. It's just, anxiety and stress hit us so much more nowadays. And I mean, part of it's because, a good chunk of it's because population increase means less jobs, means less money, it means a lot. It means a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to get into that right now. But
that's for another video.
Yeah, that's definitely for another video. But it's a combination of the environment, the mindset, and the support system. So if you have a piss poor support system, then your mind's going to go completely fucking crazy, and you have no one to talk to, or no one to turn to, or no one to count on to help you through a stressful situation. And the worse it gets, you start seeing what the next topic is the panic and anxiety attacks. Those can be decently scary. Like, and I'm not talking for people around you, because people around you, I've noticed the majority of the time when a panic or anxiety attack happens, people will constantly say that you're faking, or you're a drama queen, or you're just being stupid, or shit like that. And it's like, no, it's I hate to put it like this, but it's true. It's a defect in your brain that makes you panic. Anxiety can make you decide on something that you really don't want to do. I mean, it can force you into a decision of what you think would, let's just say it would force you into, it forces you to make a rash decision that you're not always 100% on. And then later on you stop and think like, I didn't really want that. Why did I say that? But by then it's already too late. Ways to help panic attacks. And panic attacks are real things. Like I said, the signs of a panic, someone actually having a panic attack, is eyes are darting around, hyperventilating, which is literally the person's brain causing them to literally be in a flight situations where they will literally flail, kick, and scream to try to get away from a certain situation or a bad situation or traumatic experience that just fucking happened, which is why, like, an anxiety and panic attack is something that you will see. Like, I hate to use this as an example, but if a mother lost her child and had to bury them, and you, like, I'm sure you've seen it on all kinds of shows where the mother will throw themselves on the coffin and start flailing and kicking, is because that's their brain going into panic mode, because that motherly instinct is still fighting even though the child's gone. And that's a very good example of an anxiety/panic attack. And no, they're not the same thing, just I'm saying and or.
Like, anxiety matches despair. Like,
With despair?
because that is more of a despair thing.
Well, it's more desperation.
Desperate for desperation.
Desperate to have to get their child back. It's hard to accept sometimes.
And even with adoption.
That people will panic and
You feel like, do I really want to give up my child?
yeah. But I mean, moving on, we panic attacks are pretty easy to notice when they're happening. You see someone trying to gasp for air, because again, that's their adrenaline pumping through their system, because their brain has seen a situation that they're incapable or just not willing to deal with by any means. So they'll throw themselves into a panic mode, hyperventilate, flail, kick, try to remove themselves from the room, the building, the situation in general. And one thing that you have to do with that is that the very first thing you have to do to try to control the panic attack is control your breathing. That is the first step. Concentrate on deep breaths.
It's kind of like having an asthma attack with your mind.
Yes, and you don't need an inhaler. Sometimes. But best thing to do is literally, if you have to, do walk outside, get some fresh air, have a sit down and sit there and close your eyes.
Have a smoke.
But sit there and try to center your mind and try to get it to focus on if you have to use a line that'll comfort you, like everything's gonna be okay. Just keep repeating that in your head. Close your eyes and just inhale through your nose. Hold it a second, then exhale out your mouth. Calm your breathing down to a slow pace because you don't want to hyperventilate because that is very dangerous.
Oh, and the mind is the most dangerous thing of all. Do not tell yourself that you're stupid for having a panic attack. Don't tell yourself that you're worthless because you can't hold a conversation for 5 minutes without having to exit the room.
Definitely do not do that.
Don't do that.
And if you have someone around you who's trying to calm you down, don't take it out on them. Do not take it out on them because they're trying to help. If someone's sitting there trying to calm you down, if someone, like, the way I used to deal with it is I'd have to wrap up the fucking person, sit there and, like, hold them and just, like, you have to whisper. It's like whispering in the air, you're gonna be okay. Just calm. Do anything you can to get their brain off of whatever thought struck the anxiety or whatever triggered the anxiety attack in the first place, like the auditory overload or the thought overload or the traumatic experience or whatever.
And sometimes you're gonna have those people that do not keep these people in your life at any means. If they, like, after, like, as you're having the panic attack, if you're having
Rockstar, please support us.
If you're having a panic attack and you get those people, like, right after you have the panic attack or right during the time that you're having the panic attack, and they start to talk shit about you to the people that are around you or people behind your back.
Like, the biggest thing they'll always say, oh, he's just faking, he's just being a big baby.
Exactly.
That's not right.
He's being stupid. Don't keep those people in your life.
Yeah, because they're not gonna support you at all. In fact, they're gonna make probably everything fucking worse.
They are. So let them go.
If you care about them, that's fine, but they're not gonna help in any way to you being a better person or being better with your anxiety.
Right, and you can still care about them, but remove them from your life so you can still care for them from a distance, because 8 times out of 10 they don't fucking care about you.
If they don't care enough to realize that you are in an emergency situation in your brain, and they'll sit there and talk down to you and talk down about you and tell everyone that you're just faking it, that you're just being a drama queen or whatever, they're not worth keeping in your life. I'm sorry, I guarantee this is fucking hard to hear because I've had to tell it to many fucking people. If they're not willing to help support you through your hardest time, then they shouldn't be around during your best time. If they can't stick around during your fucking worst moments, then you shouldn't share your best moments with them because it's not worth it, because they're using you. They're using you to make themselves feel better about their life because you're suffering.
Right. Or you have those people where they're like, oh, you're cool when you're not going crazy.
Or you're cool when you have money. Those people. Those are horrible people. Those are manipulators, thieves. They're fucking scandalous pieces of shit. And I am not afraid to say that. And if you don't like what I say, you underestimate me. Most people fucking do. That's true. Most people really do. It's funny because I can pick someone up and just bend them. Make it fancy. one from the oven. Salt. Different cheese. I think I went a little too far with that one. I went from being a defender of the victims of bullies to a cannibal that made a human pretzel.
I want
I do tuna.
I want
Damn it. That is another way to deal with anxiety is laughter. That's one of the ways I deal with it, especially like everyday anxiety from just bullshit drama. I'm what you would call a troll. But I don't do it like mostly asshole trolls, like the online bullies. I don't do that. That's kind of fucked up. I don't find people who are down and out and just troll them for shits and giggles. I will go on, like, especially political posts on Facebook. I'll go onto a political post, and I'll sit there and scan for a stupid comment. One that I've actually looked up and know to be a false comment that someone's fighting tooth and nail to prove to everyone that they're right, that kind of person. And then I will find the one tiny little mistake they made in their sentences. Oh, and I go grammar Nazi troll on them. Seriously, I'll find one little, like if they're trying to call someone an idiot and they spell U-R, like your, Y-O-U-R instead of Y-O-U''R, I will literally correct them and call their argument invalid because I can't even use grammar correctly, and that, oh my god, that sets them off. And that helps me deal with the anxiety of the fact that this person is being willfully ignorant. Someone has been, like, if someone has been proven without a shadow of a doubt that they're wrong, and yet they're still fighting that point, that's called willful ignorance. But that is one of the small ways I found to deal with my anxiety, because my anxiety does one of two things. Either gets me angry, which I have been working on. I've been trying to work on my anger.
Yes, you have.
And it makes me shut down. And the shutdown actually hasn't happened in quite a while, because I've gotten used to bigger crowds. Like, I also have the thing when I get depressed, I kind of isolate myself from people, because I'm not comfortable with talking about it, and that brings my anxiety through the roof as well. So if you have something on your mind and you need to talk to someone, find someone who's willing to listen. Always find someone who's willing to listen before it gets out of control. If you have someone in your life who's willing to listen to your problems and talk to you about them, I mean, even if they don't give you advice, if they're willing to just try to sit there and make you laugh, just throw a couple of jokes your way just to help you get out of that state of mind, that's a good person to keep around. Someone who's willing to help you in any way they can, even if they can't help you with the problem at hand, if they can just help you get your mind off it for a while, that's a good person to have around. It really is. Now, don't go marrying that person just because you're stressed out and they're offering a helping hand. Don't take it too far.
Well,
don't take and.
God. Well, I guess marriage is on.
What marriage?
I don't know.
Apparently, she's been discussing something without me there. Will you marry me? I'm flattered. Fucking talking to yourself in your room there. And don't get mad. And if you suffer from anxiety, don't get mad at someone if they start cracking jokes. Like if you're getting really anxious or depressed or anything like that, don't get mad at someone if they start cracking jokes, because some people that's how they learn to deal. That's how they learn to cope.
And if they throw out some like crazy just like
what the fuck did you just say? Cut a moment. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right. I don't know. Did it take your mind off it? Yeah, now my mind's completely somewhere else.
No, but also somebody who's actually, like, the sufferer can actually...
could be actually one of the best people to talk to, because they know what you're going through.
No, but I was talking about, yeah, that too. The person who is suffer may may be the one cracking very, 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 very naughty jokes. And that could be their way of coping with it. And you may think, oh my god, dude, that's fucking way the fuck out there. But then they're
Like
like,
this joke. What's the difference between a Porsche and a pile of dead babies? I don't have a Porsche in my garage.
yeah, like that.
Silence. That's what you want from a crowd. Dead fucking silence and that gape mouth looking, that look, well, they're just like, that look of, did he really just fucking say that?
Right. And like that could be a way for them to cope with it. Sometimes it can get them into trouble, but it helps their anxiety.
It makes me laugh like fuck.
It give everybody else anxiety. No.
Oh, saying an extremely racist joke around your black friend, they give you that look like, it's like, cracker, I will stomp you. And I've gotten that look before. But the plus side is they laughed. They were trying to give me the dirtiest look they could, but the joke was good, and it made them laugh. And you can't act tough when you sit there laughing at a joke that your homie just told you and giving you that devilish little smile, like it's like, I know I'm about to get my ass beat for it, but it was worth it.
Made him laugh right.
Right. But I think we are reaching our time limit, and I think we have discussed pretty much everything that we could discuss on the subject. I really think we have. And I could split it into 2 episodes. So if you guys liked that episode, smash that fucking like button. And as always, everyone, live very metal. Oh, hell,